Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a reading vlog. I am excited and also really nervous because this is the most ambitious thing I'll be doing on my channel so far, but I thought I really wanted to branch out. I really want to try to do this because a lot of people do it every year and it's really fun to watch these videos, so I was like, let's put myself through this. And I know a lot of people are going to be doing this and it's what I've read the most of, but it is specifically, we're going to be reading the Goodreads Choice Awards Best Mystery and Thriller category, and I'm going to read all of them from the opening. The thing is, the opening round will end in like a week or something, a couple days, so I'm still gonna read all of them because we're gonna react to what I feel like should have moved on, what shouldn't have moved on, and this video will come out on the day that the winner is announced. So I believe it's the 8th, but we're gonna be going through this as each round comes out because I think, let me see. So opening round is through the 27th, and we are starting this on the 21st. I have read through some of my first books, so we will talk about that. But yeah, so the 27th ends. The final round is announced the 29th. So on the 29th, I'll come on here, talk about the books that have moved on, etc., and what I've gone through so far. And you'll see the reading clips, because I'm going to show, it's going to be like a reading vlog. And then winners announced December 8th. So on December 8th, this hopefully will post. If I finished everything, this hopefully will post. And I'll tell you what I thought actually should have won versus what I voted for. And it might change my vote too. So you never know. That's going to be exciting. Because right now I believe I have A Flicker in the Dark as my winner. But I'm curious because there's definitely some others on here that I'm really excited to read. So I have my screen capture going. Let's talk about the books and how I have them, etc. Because I had to go out and get all of these, which is a really hard part. So first, The Paris Apartment I have read. I already own it. That's exciting. I really liked it. I gave it a 5-star. I did not like it as much as A Flicker in the Dark, so that's not going to change. The Maid, read it, hated it. I gave it like a 1 or 2, I think, so that's not going to change. I gave it a 1. I forgot I'm on Goodreads, so I can show you exactly what I rated it. Wrong Place, Wrong Time. I do not own, have not read. I actually just bought it off of Pango, which is really exciting. Someone had it for half price on Pango, which is really exciting, so that should be coming. That one is about a person who is trying to stop a murder from happening, and they keep waking up a day earlier every day that they fail to prevent it, is what it sounds like. So it's like Groundhog Day murder mystery, which sounds really cool, but also I don't love time travel things, so it's like right on the border of time travel, so it makes me a little nervous that I'm not gonna like it. But that's why I also didn't want to buy like the full copy of it because at full price, because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. So I hope I really like it. That should be coming with Pango, so that probably won't be started for a little while. It depends when that gets here. Killers of a Certain Age I have read, did not enjoy that one, so that one I won't vote for. That was a 2-star. Okay, this is the complicated one. The Richard Osman, The Bullet That Missed. This is the third in a series. I have not even read the first one. I own the first one though, on an audiobook. I think my plan is to try and read all of them. I may do that one last because it is a series. So if I don't get to that one, I won't feel that bad about it. So that one will probably be last if I get to it. It's an if. Anyway, it's the same with the Lisa Jewell, The Family Remains. It is the second in a series. So those, I do think I own the first one, but those will be last if I do get to them. The Family Game, hated it, read it, 1 star. The Housemaid is on Kindle Unlimited. That was really exciting. So I got that on my Kindle Unlimited. The Golden Couple I was able to get from, I have the physical, the Kindle, I have the Kindle version from Libby, and I also have the audiobook hopefully coming in the next week, so I can kind of read them together. More Than You'll Ever Know, I was able to get on Libby. Things We Did in the Dark, read it, really liked it, 4-star. Flicker in the Dark, 5-star. That's my current vote. Really, really liked it. The Book of Cold Cases, it says a 3 here, but it's more like a 2, 2.5. Really did not enjoy that one. All Good People Here, I was able to get on Kindle. It's on sale, or at least it was yesterday, for $2.99. So I was able to get that one on sale on Kindle, which is really exciting. I read Daisy Darker. I hated that. Probably my least favorite. No, The Maid. I hated The Maid more. I would rather reread Daisy Darker than The Maid. So Daisy Darker got 1 star. Won't be voting for that one. The Family Remains, talked about it. We're going to try to get to that one because I want to read the first one first. So that adds a lot of books to the TBR, and I won't show them on here. Like, I'm just going to read the previous ones if I get to it, and I won't really talk about them. I'll just talk about the current read. The It Girl I own. I actually have it as a book of the month. I've been meaning to get to it, which is really annoying because I could have read this forever ago. The Night Shift, I am currently reading. So that is the book that I picked up. I'm currently reading it. It's actually pretty short. It's like 300 pages. I have it on Libby, so I have it on my Kindle. I'm hopefully going to finish it today. That's my plan, is to finish it today and then pick up one of the other books that I have on Kindle. I'm actually probably going to pick up The It Girl for a very specific reason. Stick around to see that reason. Jackal, I just also got on Pango. I'm really excited about this one. Again, another one that I'm kind of like, it has okay ratings on Goodreads. It's like a 3.75. So normally, I feel like that's pretty average for a thriller, but I don't like picking up expensive books if they're just gonna be okay. So I was really nervous about that. But I found it on Pango, and I always prefer reading physically over Kindle and audiobook. So I was trying to find these the cheapest ways possible because we're a bit on a budget. It's almost Christmas. So I can't be spending all this money on books. But yeah, I found it on Pango for about half price, which is really, really exciting, and I'm so excited to read it. The Overnight Guest, I have it on audiobook. And then The Violin Conspiracy, I believe I got it on Libby. I was able to get on it's a different cover, which is why it has me thrown off. The audiobook looks like that cover, but the book, the Kindle, does not. But I believe I got it on Kindle, or at least it's coming in. I have to check about that one. Anyway, so those are my plans. So the books that I have to read, and hopefully we'll get to, are Wrong Place, Wrong Time, the Richard Osman, The Housemaid, The Golden Couple, More Than You'll Ever Know, All Good People Here, The Family Remains, The It Girl, The Night Shift, Jackal, The Overnight Guest, and The Violin Conspiracy. That's 12 books by December 8th. That may have been a mistake. I forgot it was that many. But I did the best in this category. I forgot there were so many. And what we'll do, just in case, as a fail-safe, if I'm not doing well, let me look at the timeline again. If I'm not doing well, on the 29th, we will switch to reading the ones that made it through. That's kind of my plan. If I'm struggling that much, we'll see. If I am like super struggling, we'll switch over to read just the books that made it through. My plan is to finish this on the 8th. If I don't, it may come out later. I hope not. I have a feeling it's going to come out later. It's a lot of books to get through. That's a lot of books. But I'm hoping to finish The Night Shift tonight, and then I'm going to switch to, maybe I'll read like the shortest books first and then move to the longer books. I don't know how I'm going to do this. You're going to see this as we go, because I'm going to make a lot of decisions probably that are really dumb, and then later look at it and be like, why did I do that? But this is what we're going to try. We have a couple days before final round, and I want to get through as many as I can. So this is going to be lots of reading, which is a difficult thing because Thanksgiving is on Thursday. So I'm going to be busy all Thursday, and Friday I think I'm going to be busy, and then Saturday I may be going to a football game. So I don't know how this is going to go. But we'll see. We're going to have fun with this. If I start not having fun, we'll make it fun. I'll choose what I'm doing. But right now, my intent is to read all the books. We may not get there, but that's what I'm hoping for. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And let's cut to talking about The Night Shift. Okay, I think I'm about 100-something pages, 120 pages into The Night Shift, and I'm not really enjoying it. I'm not really enjoying it that much. So The Night Shift is following our main oh, I can't even say that. This is one of the reasons I don't like it, is I think there's too many points of view. There's too many. I'm gonna try not to talk about spoilers in these or I will, but I will put them always at like the end of a clip when I talk about the book as a whole. That's how I'll do it. But I'll put up spoilers so that nothing gets ruined for you guys. But we are following our main character, Ella, who in 1999 on New Year's was part of a blockbuster killing where all 3 girls, actually I think it was, and the 4th boy, so 4 people were killed, and she was the only one who survived, and now she's kind of dealing with the ramifications of that. And it's all being brought back to her 15 years later because there's a new survivor of a killing. There's an ice cream shop, and 2 girls were massacred and only 1 survived. And she is now trying to deal with her own trauma while also trying to help this teenage girl with her problems. So it's a lot, and they're very different from very different worlds. Ella is from more upscale side of town, and Jessie is a foster kid, so she's having trouble bridging that gap between like what she was like at that age and what Jessie's like at this age. And it's 15 years different, so there's a lot that's different in the world. And then we have the other point of view is from our FBI agent, Keller, who is trying to solve the case. And then the other point of view, there's 3. 3 is too many. They don't need this 3rd one. I like the FBI point of view. Ella's point of view is fine. It's a little it's much more the emotional one. Keller's is very much the case, which I'm liking a lot. And then there's the 3rd point of view, which I don't even think needs to exist, which is following Chris. Chris is a lawyer, and basically they think that his brother is the one who committed the Blockbuster murders, but he escaped. So they initially arrested him, didn't have enough for the case, and then let him go, and he's disappeared. So Chris is trying to find his brother, positive that he is innocent, but his brother will be arrested basically on site if he shows back up for these murders because they have found some evidence against him. So basically we're trying to figure out who committed the ice cream murders, if it's the same as the Blockbuster murders, who committed the Blockbuster murders, and what's going on with Ella and Jessie, the 2 survivors. So I feel like there's too much going on. You don't need Chris's point of view. It's really not adding anything other than he didn't think his brother did it. You could literally just have, like, the FBI agent interview him a few times and have him involved in the case, and you could get that across. I don't think a whole point of view is necessary for him. It's just not fun to read. It's very boring. Ella's point of view is also very boring. She consistently makes poor decisions, and it's just the more emotional side of it. When I read a thriller, I'm more into the case. Like, I feel like Ella's not even really involved in the case because she's talking to the survivor, but the survivor's given her nothing. Like, she just revealed one thing, but it was supposed to be like a big reveal, and I was kind of like, duh. Like, this is very obvious. Like, you didn't even need to tell us that. It's very obvious what that reveal was. So it's more supposed to be having the emotional impact, and Ella's supposed to be getting information from Jessie, but we're 100 pages in and that's not really happening. Keller's point of view with the FBI agent, really cool. We're getting like the details of the case, the old case, the new case. It's really fun. Oh, and then there's a random weird flashback. Like, Ella had a flashback from the Blockbuster and like what they did one random December night. And I get it, like, we're trying to form connections between characters, but I was like, I really didn't need that. Like, you could have just told me the information, but I don't know, it was really weird. I did not enjoy that flashback, so I felt like it was kind of like just filler. I feel like a lot of this book is filler, so I don't know. That's where I'm kind of at with this book. I am planning on finishing it today. I don't think it's going to take very long. When I read on Kindle, I read a lot faster for some reason. I don't know why, than when I read physical books. I think it's just because there's like a small amount of information and then I'm like, done. So for some reason I read faster, which may help in this reading vlog, hopefully. But I will update you when I actually finish The Night Shift and what I decide to read next. So I actually finished, what was I reading? The Night Shift. And it was just so sad. So the actual plot of the book picked up actually pretty nicely around the halfway point. So they finally integrated like Chris's point of view a lot better. My dog just went inside the house without me. Dude. And once they integrated his part, it actually got a lot better because it like made way more sense and you learned a lot more stuff, and it just made sense. It made sense, and all of the storylines kind of came together and it became so much more enjoyable. The problem, because it kind of turned into like 3.75, I would say, because I still like had a lot of boringness at the beginning, so I can't give it a 4 because it's not a 4. But the problem comes at the end. The end was just so sad. Like, I feel like this is going to be very different for everybody. I feel like some people are going to really, really like the end, and some people are going to feel the way I feel about it. And to me, the end feels like the bad guys won, kind of. Like, not, okay, a better way to say it, it feels like the good guys didn't win, is the best way to say it. Like, it was just sad and kind of like hopeless. Like, I didn't feel any hope from the end, and it just, the choices that were made at the end I did not agree with. There's too much like piled on. So right here I'm going to talk about spoilers, so if you don't want to know spoilers, go to the next book. I really only want to talk about the 2 spoilers that, like, you know, made me sad, and it was first of all, Vince, the person who they think did the murders back in 1999, obviously didn't. That was very clear from the beginning that he didn't do it, but he actually turned out to be dead. Like, they killed him the night he got out of jail. So he's been dead this whole time, these 15 years, and yeah, he didn't do it. He was just trying to protect his brother, and he was actually in love with our main girl, Ella, which was so sad. It was so sad. And then that would have been fine. Okay, that would have left a sour taste in my mouth, but that's pretty common in thriller books and mysteries, so I would have let that go. The problem was, the best character in the book, Atticus, he dies at the end. And I feel like it was supposed to show hope by having the twins, killers having twins, the FBI agent. She makes both of their middle names, Atticus and Attica. It was, no. That book was supposed to end with Atticus and his mom, because he's taking care of his mom because she's sick, and that book was supposed to end with Atticus and his mom saying, hey, I'm okay, you need to go to the FBI, and him getting into the FBI. That's how that book should have ended, because you already had the bittersweetness of Vince's death. You did not need the little cinnamon roll to also die. So that's really sad. And so yeah, that's kind of how I felt about that ending, unfortunately. You didn't need both to happen. You didn't need Vince to die and be innocent and also kill the little cinnamon roll that was in the book. So that's kind of how I felt about it. So it's getting a 3 for me. It's getting a 3 because it was just too sad. Like, there was too much sadness, too much unhappiness and bittersweetness, that it doesn't feel like the good guys won. Like, it doesn't feel like the bad guys won, but actually it kind of did. But it didn't feel like the good guys won. It felt like a stalemate, and I don't like that. I read books to have fun and have a good time, and like, there's some books that I really enjoy that are sad, but when I read my mystery and thrillers, I want the good guys to win. So that's kind of how I felt about that. Did I get a 3.25? I think I gave it a 3.25 because I thought it was better, especially towards the end, than some of the 3 thrillers that I've read. Yeah, it's only 3.25, so definitely not going to be beating anything else that I already have voted for in the Goodreads thing. But in other news, I started reading, because I actually finished that last night. This morning I started reading The Housemaid, which I'll pop up right here, and I'm actually almost finished it. It's not like a great sign. Like, right now it's about a 3. Like, it's just weird. It's just too weird. I am enjoying it, so I don't know, because like, I don't know, I think I'm enjoying this one better, but like, I don't know if I could give this more. I don't know. I'm almost finished. I'm at like 80% of my Kindle, but I'm gonna finish that and give another update. I probably won't talk about spoilers, because this one is literally the point of the book is the spoiler, so I'll probably just leave it alone. It's just weird, but it's going quickly. Like, it's a really quick read. It's been like 3 hours since I started at 8, and it's like 11 I think that's math. Yeah. So I'm almost done. I'll be done within the next 30 minutes probably. And it's fine. It's entertaining. It's kind of like a trashy mystery read. Trashy mystery thriller because it's just bizarre. And that's kind of all I have to say about it. So I'll be back to update you guys on when I finish that. Okay. I just finished this. I'm trying not to like touch the screen. I just finished this and dude. Okay. Okay. I just finished this. I feel like I don't want to cover him up because I feel like some people might be angry because they'll just want to look at. Are you okay? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, never mind. I just finished this, and I know in the previous clip, literally it was like 10 minutes ago because I whizzed through the ending of this. I said I wasn't sure how I felt about it. Can you like stop huffing and puffing? What's going on? I know I said I was unsure about this, but yeah, this was great. I gave it a 4 because I do think it was a little absurd still. Like there are some parts in it that were very strange and some of the writing was a bit iffy, but and like the twist I felt was pretty obvious. I feel like that's been done before, but the very end of the book, especially the very last page, the very last thing that happens, I like cackled. I cackled. It was great. So this gets a 4. This is actually surprisingly really good. I'm not going to talk about spoilers because I feel like this one's like worth to read and I liked everything. Normally I talk about spoilers more if I didn't like something because then it's like warning people, but this is great. Like I said, some of the writing was a bit funky and over the top, and like some of the things that happened were definitely over the top, and like some of the stuff definitely would never happen. Like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it other than that, and it was just a lot. It was a lot. Domestic thrillers sometimes are a lot, and this one is definitely more on the a lot side, but it was wildly entertaining, and that ending definitely like bumps it up, and I loved the ending. It was so good. Especially that last page. I love that last page. And I think there's a second book. I don't think it has anything to do with the first one, but I'm definitely gonna pick it up even if it doesn't. Like if it has something to do with, I hope it doesn't, because I feel like this ended perfectly. This ended so perfectly that I don't want there to be a second book like in the series, like following the same people. I want something else, but I'm definitely going to be looking for the second book. I think it's on Kindle because I got this on Kindle Unlimited, because it was great. It was so entertaining. Gets a 4, maybe even a 4.25 because of how it ended, but I'm gonna stick with a 4 for now because I think that's where the vibe is. Because during some of this book I was like kind of just like going through, and then there's a point that I hit that I was like, so really enjoyed this. For moving on to the next one, I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I feel like I'm gonna take a break over the next couple hours and then I'll pick something, but I'm enjoying reading on Kindle right now, which is weird, but I'm like going through these books on Kindle. I read so much faster on Kindle, so I'm pretty much reading everything that I've gotten on Kindle first because I'm going through it so quickly. But I think I'm trying to see what I have. I want to go play some more Pokemon, so I'll probably go play some Pokemon. I do have More Than You'll Ever Know and All Good People here on my Kindle right now. So I think More Than You'll Ever Know, I think, is another domestic thriller, kind of. It's like her talking about, I think what it said is it's a woman decides to talk to someone about her past and how she had 2 lovers and one found out about the other one and shot him. So I think that's going to be more domestic thriller. So I think maybe I'll go with All Good People here or The Overnight Guest. I might go with The Overnight Guest because that's going to be way different than a domestic thriller. I'm really sad because I finally like read what The Violin Conspiracy is about, and I'm like not interested in that one at all because it doesn't to me read like a thriller really. Like dude gets his father's Stradivarius violin, which is worth a lot of money, stolen, and he's trying to find it. So I'm not really that interested in that one. Hopefully it's better than I think it is. I have the It Girl in paperback, but I don't really want to read paperback right now. So All Good People Here looks like small town missing people, and it looks like looks more similar to the first one I read. Wrong Place, Wrong Time finally shipped. I'm still waiting for Jackal to ship. Hopefully those come soon. But I think we'll go with All Good People Here. I think that'll be a good one. And then maybe after that, The Overnight Guest. But my plan is to kind of try and read All Good People Here all today. I'm having a really good time reading right now. So let's continue. I think I'll play Pokemon for like a couple hours. We are going to start All Good People Here. I'm excited. I've actually been wanting this one for a really long time. I just hate buying full-priced adult books because they're so expensive. And I feel like thrillers with me are very hit or miss. So I tend to get most of my thrillers from Book of the Month. And then the other ones, try and find them on Audible, or get them on Audible or Libby. So this one was $2.99 on Kindle, so that was exciting. So we're gonna read All Good People Here by Ashley Flowers. Let's go. So it's been a little while since I updated you guys. It hasn't been that many days, and I've like gotten a lot done in those days, but as you know, Thanksgiving is always busy. But I finished 2 books. So let me talk about the first one that you guys already knew I was reading. I read All Good People Here, and I kind of talked about it, and guys, I was so excited about this one because it was by that podcaster for Crime Junkie, and I was like, okay, they're gonna write a really cool mystery. I was so disappointed in it. I feel like parts of it were so good, and then it started just getting really boring, and then I was like, oh, it's dragging, and then I'm kind of bored, and then this is happening, and the twists were not really twists. They were very obvious. There was one twist that was pretty good. I wish the other twists were as surprising as that one was, but generally they were not very surprising. And then the ending was horrible. It was horrible. Oh my gosh. Like, originally when I was finishing up this book, I was getting towards the end and I'm like, it's a 3-star. Unless something amazing happens, it's a 3-star. I did not expect the last paragraph to make it a 1-star. I hated the end so much. I was so disappointed because at least it was mostly an enjoyable read, and then I read the last paragraph of the main chapter, not the epilogue thing, because they do at the very end, she does a thing, a this is what really happened kind of thing, which I did actually think was kind of cool. But the way she ended the main story, so bad. It was so bad. Unless you are going to write a second book. There's a reason I'm saying that. If you've read it, you know why I'm saying that, but it directly has to relate with the main character. So unless there is a second book following the main character, this was a terrible ending to a book. Really disappointed in that. And also, if you don't know anything about the book, if you know anything about the JonBenet Ramsey case, true crime case, it's basically a fictionalized version of that. Changed certain aspects of it, but it's basically the JonBenet Ramsey case. I was shocked about how similar everything was, and I'm like, did this author literally just take the case and turn it into a fictionalized version? Because I was not super happy about that, because I don't know, it felt kind of, I don't want to say lazy, but it did feel kind of lazy. Anyway, I finished that, and I was like, okay, I need something I know I'm gonna like. And I was really excited because on Black Friday, I ended up going out and getting a bunch of books. If you haven't seen it already, it should already be out. There's a mini book haul, and you'll see the book in that as well. But I ended up picking up The Golden Couple, and I have liked every book that this duo writing pair has written, and this was no different. This was a 4-star. This was so much fun. I really liked this book. It was so different than everything else I've been reading. And I guess this is a domestic thriller, kind of. So basically we're following two storylines or two main characters, and we're following a unlicensed therapist. She got her license revoked, and one of her patients. And it's so good. So her patients are what they call the golden couple, and it's this perfect seeming couple, but there was an infidelity, and now the therapist is using her very unusual means of therapy to try and help the couple, supposedly. The therapist's point of view is so interesting. They actually had a book that was very similar, where they were following a therapist person's perspective, and again, I really liked that one, so I felt very similar to that one as I felt about this one. I'm sad it took so long to read it because it was a book of the month a couple months ago, but I just didn't pick it up, so oh well. But this is a 4-star. I really enjoyed this one. I was surprised how much I enjoyed this one, and this was one of those books that I feel like the twist was pretty obvious in, but the rest of the book was so fun and engaging and really good, and it kept you guessing enough of the book that you're like, okay, like even though eventually this was pretty obvious, I was like confused for some of the book, and it was really interesting. I think I read this in like 5 hours. It was so good. So I had a really great time with this one, and I am not sure what I'm reading next. I think I'm picking up The Overnight Guest because it's not a domestic thriller, and I also don't have 2 books yet. I think one hopefully is coming today, but I'm still waiting for Jackal and Wrong Place, Wrong Time. I'm still waiting for those 2. I did pick up, so I picked up The Golden Couple, and I also picked up The Man Who Died Twice, plus all the other books, which was not great of me. But I think I have all the books now except for, no, I do. I have all the books now once I get Jackal and Wrong Place, Wrong Time. So that's exciting. So I actually have all of them, and that was like the hardest part. Oh no, the only 2 that I don't have are the Lisa Jewell books. I don't have, what is it called? The Family Upstairs and The Family Remains. I do not have those. So I'm gonna have to pick up those, but I was gonna pick them up last. It's probably the book I'm going to read last because it's the one I'm like least excited about, because number one, I have to read 2 books to read that one, and I'm just not as excited at the material. So that's my update. I believe I am gonna start The Overnight Guest. I have work today, so I believe I'm going to listen to it because I have it on audio and Kindle. So I'll probably do a mix at work depending on how busy I am. Because if I'm not busy, I can just read off my Kindle. I work in a laboratory hospital, so sometimes we'll have like hundreds of patient samples coming in, and then other times there's nothing because they go in rounds. So that's what my plan is. Oh man. So it is the morning of November 29th. The final results for Goodreads are out, besides, like the winners. But first we're going to be talking about my update on reading, because I started The Overnight Guest and I DNF'd it. I really hated it. Like, you know how you start a book and you just know, you're just like, this is not it. This is not it. I was getting, what is it? This is gonna be controversial. I was getting Gillian Flynn vibes from it, and I hate every book that she's like written. I don't like them. I don't like the writing style. Yeah, they're not my cup of tea. Obviously, this one's not as nearly as long as her books are. This was only like 333 pages on the Kindle. I didn't like it. So first I tried listening to an audiobook, and I had the hardest time following along. That's probably just me. I always have a hard time following along with audiobooks, but yikes, I could not follow along. So I switched to the Kindle version. I had to reread like the chapters I had listened to, and it didn't get any better. Like, I understood what was going on, but I did not enjoy it, and it was very obvious to me what was going on, even from like 50 pages in. So for me, I got to about, I think I forced myself through to like 70 pages, and I was like, I really hate this. So then I read the ending, and I was like, didn't miss anything. It's very obvious what was happening. So I'm glad I didn't finish it, because it was like super obvious what was going on. Anyway, okay, we're on the page, and final round is November 29th to the 4th. Ooh, so I hope I at least have enough. Well, actually, winners announced the 8th. I'm gonna go ahead and vote because just in case I forget. But I do want to finish all the books in here before the vote on December 4th. But if I can't, I have till the 8th, technically, if I want to get this out, like, on the 8th. And I will be going on a cruise this weekend, so it's going to be really hard. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm already surprised about one on here. The Book of Cold Cases, not surprised. Although, I kind of am, because I feel like it was so controversial, but I feel like so many people read it. So, like, I did not like it. I love Simone St. James normally, but I did not like this book. So I was surprised. I'm surprised it kind of made it through. I feel like something else would make it through. Anyway. The Paris Department, not surprised. I really like that one. Killers of a Certain Age, I'm not really that surprised. I'm surprised about All Good People Here. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised about that one because, number one, I thought the ending was atrocious. Like, who would pick that as their favorite? Like, it bugged me so much. I can't imagine a lot of people really liking that ending. Especially, like, true crime lovers and people who read thrillers a lot. I feel like that ending was a hard pass. But I don't know. Apparently, maybe I was on my own with that. But, yeah, I don't know. Ruth Were the It Girl. Okay, and Wrong Place, Wrong Time. So I need to read both of those. So that's 2. And they're both long. The It Girl is really long. But I was planning on reading that next because I feel like I have the best chance of liking it. Because it just seems like a storyline I would like. Wrong Place, Wrong Time is one of those that I may like because I don't love time travel kind of stuff. Even though it's not technically time travel, it's like Groundhog Day-esque time travel, which is a little better. But I still think it sounds really cool though. It sounds different. So these 2 I should be able to get through pretty fast. It just depends because I'm going to be on the cruise, so I don't know. I'm probably not going to get that much done on the cruise. So I don't know. It's just over the weekend though. So, we'll see. The Maid, I'm not surprised, even though I hated it. I feel like this one's gonna win, and I'm gonna be so upset. Daisy Darker, I also didn't like. A Flicker in the Dark. Okay, I'm glad that made it through. I am glad that made it through. And then The Bullet That Missed. Okay, so that did actually make it through, which makes me happy because I just literally bought the books. I just released a Black Friday, like, shopping haul, but I ended up getting all 3 of them. Plus, I also picked up and read the same day The Golden Couple because I love reading them physically, so I'd rather have them physically. But I picked these up, and I really want to read these, but I know I should, like, not. I should read the ones that are, like, first book, and then when I have a chance, read these. I may bring these on the cruise. No, I need to, like, download stuff onto my Kindle. Anyway. Decisions are so hard when there's so many books to read, but I definitely know I need to read. Okay, so I'm gonna read The It Girl. I'll start The It Girl next, and then Wrong Place, Wrong Time I'll pick up afterwards. So those are the 2 that I will, and they came, so those are the 2 that I will be reading. For right now, the Golden Couple didn't make it, and The Housemaid didn't make it. So let me pull up my old screen recording. So this one is one that you'll see early in the video, but I'm glad I had it. So all of those top made it. The Family Game didn't make it. I'm not upset about that. Because I didn't like it. So I'm glad that didn't make it, but I'm really sad that The Housemaid and The Golden Couple didn't make it. That's actually really sad. More Than You'll Ever Know I still haven't read, but it did not make it, so that one will be on kind of the back burner. Things We Do in the Dark didn't make it. I'm not that surprised because it was more like a character study and a slight mystery than a thriller, and I feel like people in this category pick thrillers more than anything. Everything else made it. Ooh, my scrolling was annoying. All Good People Here made it. The Lisa Jewell didn't make it. That's interesting. The Lisa Jewell didn't make it. But that means I can put that one on the way back burner because I don't even have either one of those books. So if I don't get to that one, I'm not going to be that upset. And Nothing from the Bottom made it. So, which is really sad. I really wanted Jacqueline to make it because that's what I wanted to read next. Because it's short and it looks really interesting and the cover is beautiful. That's all the picks. And I think it is. Yeah, that's all the picks. Okay, I am a little surprised, but I think, yeah, I haven't, the only one that I read extra was All Good People Here. That makes me really sad. I really wanted the Golden Couple or the Housemaid to make it. I'm gonna stick with my vote then and keep a Flicker in the Dark for now. That's what I'll do. That's it. So that is my reading update. I do believe I am going to be reading The It Girl next. I think I'm the most excited about that one next. So I do work a little bit today. I just picked up a half shift because we have some training going on and one of my friends is the one being trained, so I'm gonna make fun of him while he works. But he's being trained in our area. He normally works in a different area, so he's gonna be trained in our area, and I was supposed to train him, but something happened and that's not gonna happen. We have a new coworker and unfortunately she is struggling, but she is also our boss, which is super fun. I love when they hire outside people to be our bosses and they don't know what they're doing. So that's what's going on right now. And somewhere in there, she got switched to now be training him, even though I was just training her like a week ago. So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm not excited about it, but at the same time, I'm just gonna be like, I offered to train. I was here. So whoever switched it, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, so that's what's going on today. Because I picked up a half shift, I will be getting Starbucks on my way home, which is really exciting. So that's what I'm doing. I am planning on reading a little bit. It's 10:20. I don't have to leave until 1. So I'm gonna get started on The It Girl, and yeah, that's what I'm doing today. So I'll see you in the next reading update. I just woke up. It is the morning of December 6th. I went on a cruise, and I did not read anything, literally nothing on that cruise. It was a Disney cruise. There was so much stuff to do over the weekend, so it is now December 6th, and I still have so many books to read. I'm going to try to read all of It Girl today, and then start the first book in the, in the Richard Osman series. I have 3 books to read for that. And technically I wanted to finish on the 7th, or the morning of the 8th, before the winner was, like, announced. Yeah, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be a great time. Yeah, it's probably not gonna happen, especially reading all the books. Like, I definitely think I'll finish It Girl. I don't know how long it's gonna take, though. And I work all day tomorrow. So, I got a lot to do. And I gotta film something for today as well. So, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna get started on reading and plotting out my video I'm gonna upload today. Tuesday? Is today Tuesday? Yeah. So we'll see what happens, and wish me luck. I don't understand how booktubers get up, look all put together, have so much energy. I don't get it first thing in the morning. I am still running on cruise time. I worked yesterday, and on the cruise I've been going to sleep at like 10:30, 11. I got home at like 11:15 last night, and I was like, I thought I was dying. And then on top of that, I've been waking up every morning at 7:30 because that's what time I was waking up on the cruise, which is really weird for me because I normally wake up at like 9. I work second shift at a hospital, so I get up a little later because, you know, it makes sense. Anyway, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do that, but we are here to look at the winners. I'm really nervous. So I'm still like way behind on reading. We're gonna go through what I still have to read, and I'm gonna quickly try to read stuff. I don't think I'm gonna get through the Murder Club unless it's the winner. I just don't see it being the winner because it's a 3rd book. But depending on what the winner is, that's what I'm gonna try to read. If not, I'm just gonna finish up what I have and just probably put it out. But I'm already like sick of this blog. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of reading thrillers. I want to read something else. This last thriller has like made me so tired because it's a Ruth Ware, and Ruth Ware's books are not like these quick thrillers. They're very much slow burn, get to know all the characters, get to know all the information, get to know literally everything, And then we'll tell you what happened. I feel like all Ruth Ware books, I always know what happens at the end before it happens because it's so thought out and written. So like on one hand, it's really impressive that she can do that in her books. Like, hey, you really know what's going on because everything is explained so well. You're discovering everything with the main characters, so you are able to solve the mystery with the main characters. So I kind of like that. And then on the other hand, it's like all of her books become predictable because there is no shock. There's no like, wow. So that's kind of how it is. I'll talk about It Girl after we go over the category. So let's do that really fast. So best books of 2022, they came out this morning. The winners, 5 million votes cast. Oh, why? It's literally the like one book I didn't want to win. I would take any other book over this one. It is the one book I didn't want to win. So that really sucks. Yeah, I mean, I guess part of me isn't surprised that The Maid won because everyone talked about it and was obsessed with it. I have my feelings about The Maid. I'm not going to go into them because I've talked about them a lot. So I actually just talked about them in a video. I don't know if the one's out. Books I should have hated but didn't. And then books I should have loved but didn't. I think books I should have loved but didn't is out now. I don't remember. Actually, they should both be out by the time this comes out. But I talked about it in that. I'm not going to talk about it again. I just want to say that I think the rep is really bad. I don't like how they used the main character in this. I don't like it. So that's all I'm going to say about it. The Paris Apartment. I am surprised that came second. I am very surprised that came second because I feel like a lot of people hated this book. I loved it. I didn't vote for it. I voted for A Flicker in the Dark. But I feel like a lot of people did not like this book. But I thought it was wildly entertaining. The Bullet That Missed, I am surprised. Oh, there's a big difference between second and third. And then third and fourth. But I am surprised that this is so high just because it's the third in the book. I'm surprised that A Flicker in the Dark didn't beat it. But I do know they're like very popular books. So people who aren't even in like the mystery thriller category do read them. So yeah. Oh wow. The It Girl is in last place. I still am reading that. I should finish it this morning. But I got through a lot. The ones I haven't gotten through are The Violent Conspiracy, which I read the first 2 chapters and I'm not enjoying, and it's probably a DNF. It just doesn't scream mystery thriller. Like, it's definitely like a mystery, but it doesn't scream thriller. Like, I would not have voted for that one. I'm just not gonna read the Lisa Jewell. I would have to read 2 to read it. It's just not gonna happen. Jackal. Jackal is the one that I actually really did want to read in this video, and More Than You'll Ever Know, even though people did not like that one. That is the winner. I am horribly disappointed. Horribly disappointed. I would have taken anything else. I would have taken anything else other than this book. That's how much I didn't like it. So I am very sad. And this is a very sad kind of, not end to the video, but culmination in the video. Talking about Ruth Ware's It Girl. I'm actually really enjoying it. I am pretty sure I know what happened. I feel like it's very obvious. I hope one thing doesn't happen. I hope, I don't think this is really a spoiler. I hope the husband didn't do it. So I don't even know if I talked about the It Girl, but now what I know it to be is roommates at Oxford. One girl's kind of, she's not poor, but middle class. And her friend that she becomes friends with in the dorms, very rich girl, absolute brat. Like, I don't know why you would be friends with somebody like this. She is horrible. She is so horrible. Your little instances of niceness do not make up for the rest of the horrible things you do. And it's not surprising. That's what I was kind of expecting, her to not be a very nice person. And therefore, it gives you a ton of suspects. They have a whole friend group together. There's a lot of complicated dynamics in that friend group. And pretty much everyone is a suspect. But I'm like 95% certain I know who did it. and I'm gonna pop a spoilers on the screen. It's not gonna be spoilers really because it's my theory, but I'm still gonna pop spoilers on the screen. I am pretty sure, I only have like 100 pages left, so I wanted to give my prediction. I am pretty sure that April faked her own death as a prank on, because she said, what was it? Emily. Emily told our main character Hannah that everyone else had been pranked except for her. And we know that April is a big pranker. I think April pranked Hannah by faking her own death, using the makeup, like the really light makeup to obscure like her color. I'm pretty sure she faked her own death. Hannah left. I don't know if she orchestrated it with Hugh, like she told Hugh what was going on and told Hugh to get Hannah out of the room. I'm unsure if I know about that part, but either way, she wakes up, Hugh and her get into an argument, and Hugh strangles her. And that way he has a way that, yeah, he was in the building, but he has Hannah as a witness that they found her dead before. So I think April faked her own death, and then Hugh killed her right after, because Hannah ran down the stairs. And I'm pretty sure it's because Hugh was really pissed off about the pranks and the constant humiliation. And I think he was in love with her. He says he wasn't to Hannah, but I think he was. And I don't think they were having an affair. I bet she like makes fun of him or something if he tries to kiss her. Something happens that sets him off, and he ends up strangling her. And that's why he's outside the door when Hannah comes back, because he was doing CPR, and then but instead of staying in there, he goes out in the hallway. So that's what I'm pretty sure happens. Seems pretty obvious, as long as it's not the husband. If it's the husband, I'm gonna be so mad, because that's what all the thrillers have been lately. Is it feels like all the thrillers I've read all this year have been like the husband, the fiance, or like the boyfriend or the significant other. I'm sick of it. I hope I'm right though, because I think it's a really good ending. Kind of obvious, but I still think it's a pretty good ending. Anyway, that is what's going on with the It Girl. I will update you when I'm finished that one and kind of what my plans are, because I'm still undecided what I'm gonna do. Okay, I finished It Girl. You're gonna hear a lot of noise because I just turned the shower on. I have PT, physical therapy, in about, I need to leave in an hour because the traffic is gonna be really bad right now. It takes me like a half an hour to get there normally, so it may take like 40 minutes. So I'm gonna leave in like an hour. So I'm gonna take a shower. But I finished It Girl finally, and you know, I actually didn't like it as much as One by One, but I did enjoy it. I feel like it was really slow sometimes, and I didn't love the main character as much as I liked the girl in One by One. And I'm saying that because they're both by Ruth Ware. And yeah, my prediction was correct. So I'm excited that my prediction was correct. I guess that's a spoiler, but I'm not saying what my prediction was. I will talk about it in a second. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was weird because One by One I actually listened to all on audiobook, and I really liked the audiobook. So to listen to some of it at work, because I wouldn't have finished it otherwise. I think I listened to like an hour and a half at work. It was worth it. I don't really use my Audible credits for anything because I don't really like audiobooks. But yeah, I didn't like her narrating this book, which I thought was really weird. I thought she was way too whiny for how I like started reading the book. Like I read the main character a lot stronger than the narrator like gave her. So I think I was definitely glad. So I stopped listening to it at work because I didn't want it to ruin it. And then I just finished it this morning because I didn't work today, which is nice. I work a half shift tomorrow. But yeah, I finished it and it was fine. It was fine. I definitely don't think it was better than like the other ones I've read. Still, so far, I'm still like staying with my original vote, which was A Flicker in the Dark. Okay, so I'm gonna pop a little spoilers thing up. So this, I'm in my room. That is my personal, like my favorite books in the background. So those are the books that are actually in my room. Anyway, spoilers. So I was right. Hugh was the one who did it, and they did plan it together. I wasn't sure about that, but they did plan it together. I didn't know the reasoning. I definitely got the reasoning wrong. I saw it coming, but I didn't think about it. I'm not surprised about the reasoning though. But yeah, so Hugh helped April plan the prank against Hannah, April faked her death. When Hannah left, Hugh strangled her. So I'm definitely got that right. I'm glad it wasn't Will. I do feel kind of what almost kind of ruined the end for me and why it didn't get higher than a 3, probably about a 3.5, was her reminiscing about how bad she felt about putting John Neville in jail for murder. And yeah, she was wrong for putting him in jail for murder. However, he was still a creep and was still kind of stalking her. So I felt it was kind of weird about how much she was upset about that, because he legitimately was stalking you. Like, he showed up in your room when he wasn't supposed to. He followed you around campus, and he was being super creepy. So, like, yeah, he shouldn't have gone to jail for murder, but he probably should have had a restraining order against him, and you shouldn't be, like, super, super, super devastated because he seems like he was still a creep. But that was my one thing, was, like, why are you, like, that upset? Like, really, like, devastated and, like, looking at his picture and, like, touching his picture. No, he still was stalking you, so that's still a problem. I feel like they would have downplayed it, like, yeah, say, I did him wrong, I shouldn't have spoken so clearly, but it's not, I mean, the thing is, she didn't, I don't know why she was feeling so guilty. Like, it's not like that was my other problem. She was feeling so guilty the whole time because she gave evidence against him. Like, she saw him coming out of their building, but he was coming out of her building. That's what I'm so confused about. Like, she's like, oh, but I put him there. It's like, no, he was literally there. It's not like you said he did it. You just gave evidence that he was a stalker, which he was, and he kept going into your building, which he's not supposed to really do. So, like, you really didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't your fault. It was the prosecutors who didn't dive into the case more. But, I mean, if you got a stalker, it's a pretty good guess that they probably did it. So, and I like Hugh's thing of Hugh saying that he went up there maybe to kill her. Because who knows? Like, who knows if that's where it would have ended up. Or if the guy was just a creep. They made Will really weird at the end. I wish there was, like, he was just, like, chill about it instead of being, like, a psycho about it. That was weird. But other than that, yeah. Oh, the reasoning. His reasoning that April basically got someone to take the medical entrance exam for him was actually a really good reason, because then she had something over him and was getting her drugs from him, making him basically be her little errand boy. So I can see that getting old, and yeah. So, I mean, I thought it was fun. I had a fun time reading it. It was a little long. I feel like her books are kind of long. This one it felt really long. It definitely dragged in some areas. I felt like some stuff could have been cut out, but otherwise I had a pretty good time. Yeah, it was about a 3-star, and I believe next book I'm going to read, what am I gonna read? I think I'm going to try to read Jackal, because I've been really wanting to read that one. So the video is going to end here. For my mental health, I am not going to be forcing myself to read any more thrillers. It's not good. I attempted to continue with the violin conspiracy. Didn't like it, didn't really feel it was a thriller, so I ended up DNFing it, and it's normally not something I would read either. It's just not a subject matter I'm, like, super interested in. I'm not, like them stealing stuff. I feel like I'd want to watch it as a movie. I feel like I'd be much more interested. And then I also DNF'd More Than You'll Ever Know, because I tried to read that one too. I had them both on Kindle, and I was very unhappy with that. And then I attempted to pick up, I forgot I had Wrong Place, Wrong Time to also read, and I was not interested. And so I'm thinking I'm just completely out of my thriller era right now. I read too many thrillers all at once, and all I want to do is either not read, which is not a good sign. I just got out of a reading slump. Not a good sign. Is either, you know, not read or read something completely different. I actually did just finish A Dowry of Blood, which kind of helped get me out of the thrillers slump. So, because I just tried to pick up Jackal, and I was like, I don't want to read any more thrillers. I just don't want to read them. So I'm ending it with my review of It Girl. My opinion really didn't change. A Flicker in the Dark still would have been my win. That still would have been my win. I'm disappointed that the maid won. Whatever. I think I managed to read almost all of them though. Like, I think I only missed Wrong Place, Wrong Time, Jackal, the Richard Osman. There was no way. I should have known I wasn't going to do that. The Richard Osman, More Than You'll Ever Know. Taz, what are you doing? My dog is like sniffing the floor furiously. The Lisa Jewell. Is that it? I think that's it. I'll pop up here if I missed any, but I think that's all that I missed. So I mean, I don't feel that bad about it, and it's I am sad that my like opinion didn't change. I was hoping to find new favorites, but I will say The Housemaid. The Housemaid is probably a new favorite thriller, but other than that, I just wasn't super impressed. Like, I already read The It Girl was also pretty good. The books that I read and liked are already the ones that like I'd read. So I already picked out the ones I knew I was gonna like and read them already. So I would call this like a semi-win and a semi-loss. It definitely like recognized me as a mood reader. I'm definitely a mood reader. So I'm proud of myself that I got through as many as I did, because that was really hard. But it was kind of a loss because I really did want to read all of them. So I'm really sad that I didn't get to, but for my mental health and my stability and my reading for the rest of the month, for the rest of the year actually, I will be finishing it here. So I am sorry I didn't get to read all of them. Really sad about it, but I did have a really good, like super fun time reading the books and went out of my comfort zone a little bit for some of them. So kind of all I've got to say, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little lackluster at the end, but I'm sorry. You get to see my Christmas decorations. I have a book trees. My mother-in-law did them. They're giving me a little bit of anxiety. There's no special editions in there, but they're giving me a little bit of anxiety. But it's, yeah, this is my library has turned into my Christmas room, so you'll see that in videos coming up actually. But anyway, that's all I've got for you guys. This was probably my most difficult video I've done so far. I don't really expect it to do well. My vlogs tend not to do well. People are normally come for unboxings and book reviews, but I decided to try something a little different, and I had a good time doing it, so oh well. But anyway, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to let me know if you want me to do more stuff like this. I don't know if I want to, but we'll see. We'll see if anybody even likes this. But make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you comment about the books, what you thought about the Goodreads Choice Awards. I know they can be pretty interesting what people think about them. So I'm curious to see what you guys thought about them. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. So I'll see you in the next video.